Oh, I'm now. I thought I was recording. Turns out I'm recording now. Okay, well, I'm just gonna tell the story anyway. Oh no. The phone is too heavy for the ring light. I was gonna film on my phone while I film on the camera. But okay, so I'm like filming on my phone and on my vlog camera. This is gonna fall any second because this ring light is holding on for its life and the phone is way too heavy for it. Anyway, I wanted to tell the story about how I got into modeling. Well, like runway modeling, which led to me getting signed. I started doing like TFPs back in like 2021. I wanted to be a model, but like I never really knew like what exactly that meant, you know? And I didn't know how to really start, but I had friends that were getting into it, so I was like, oh, I'll do it too, why not? But so I just started doing TFPs, and then I like took a break for a little bit because like personal life, different job situations, like I just had to take a break for a little bit. And so then last year in January 2024, you know, I was just like, it was always on my mind. No matter what other job I was doing, I always wanted to be modeling. So like I'd been following RVA Fashion Week for years, like just because like I knew people in Richmond. I went to VCU for 2 years, so I knew about it, and it's a pretty decently big event. So I always like kept up with them. So finally last year I was like, I'm just gonna go to the casting call. You know, like I have nothing to lose. If I don't make it, like obviously I've never done any modeling like remotely professionally before. I didn't like have any real experience, so if I didn't get it, I was okay, you know? So fast forward a month and I got in and I was so hyped. But when I went to the casting call, I made sure not to like tell anyone, so that way like people wouldn't ask me about it, you know? Doing local fashion shows, like I'm from the 757, like Virginia Beach. And so there were like local shows and stuff. I did a couple of local, and then I did RVA Fashion Week again this year. But so actually at RVA Fashion Week is where I met my agent. Honestly, like I have talked to her a lot. I've done like quite a bit of research on this, and if you want to get signed, you really have to do in-person event, depending on where you're at in your journey. So like it's really important to like get in front of people. You can definitely apply online. It's just if you have never modeled before, to get signed in LA if you don't have any experience where you are. And if you're not going to move to LA or New York or wherever the big hub you're trying to be at is, then it's really hard to get noticed by those places. So I would just start with, usually a lot of places have local fashion shows. I know in Virginia, like Richmond, 757, Nova, of course, DC, like you can find some networking events and just start working with people. TFPs is trade for print, so that's like a test shoot essentially. Like it's a collab. You're gonna be working for free, but the photographer and the model trade services in exchange for practice, like practicing with each other. So like both of y'all are getting practice, both of y'all are collaborating, you're getting more exposure by collaborating with each other. So that's what a TFP is. They're also called a test shoot. Not to get off topic, but that's what you can start doing. Once I did more fashion shows, the more people I met, especially locally. Like you meet, the community you will find is actually pretty small, like within your area. I met my agent at RVA Fashion Week. Okay, the first time, okay, last year when I first went. And I was like, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing, like at all. Like, didn't know anything. I was like, I'm just gonna go and try it out. And she was like, oh my god, because I'm 6 foot, okay, and I'm curvy. And so so she comes up to me, she's like, oh my gosh, how tall are you? And I was like, I'm 6 foot. And she was like, you're the perfect like proportions for a curve model. And I was like, perfect, thank you. And so she gave me her card. She was like, let's set up a meeting. And then so I did, but y'all, I did not know anything. Like I didn't have any knowledge about the industry really. I just knew that I wanted to be a model and I wanted to do it full time. That's all I knew. Like I didn't even realize that commercial and editorial were two different things. Like I'm embarrassing, I know. But so she didn't sign me. Surprise, surprise. But because honestly, when you start talking to agents and stuff like that, they will be looking for like industry knowledge. It's not just about how you look. It really is about also like, are you trainable? How much are you trained? How much do you know already? The more you know, the easier it is to work with someone, just because like already on the same page type of thing. So she didn't sign me, naturally. But you know, I did a few more shows. I started doing more TFP, started just like working with more local photographers. And then eventually, like this past March, she sends out an email, her and her assistant. Shout out to Chelsea and Kiara, I love you guys. But and they were like, hey Margaret, do you want to like meet and talk about career goals and whatnot? And I was like, absolutely. And so we talked. And long story short, I'm not going to go into too many details, but they ended up signing me later that week. And so, honestly, like, I'm very excited, but it's all brand new to me. I have so much more to learn, but I do know that, like, I wasn't expecting this, you know? Like, I definitely wanted it. Like, it is my long-term goal to be a full-time model, but I didn't know how quickly it was going to happen. Like, honestly, I was just doing it because I wanted to. Essentially. I was also making content, like beauty content, because I really do want to start working with brands. And so I think that also helps. It shows that you're willing to do the work without someone telling you to do the work, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's how I got into modeling. I have a shoot in New York at the end of the month. I'm really excited about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, honestly, I have so much to learn, so like I don't know everything, but we can try, right? That's how we got here, by trying. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something or were entertained at least. Bye. Thanks for subscribing. I hope my acne clears up. Ugh. I'm not even talking.